Hey, so before the video begins, two things. One, I apologize for the skip notifications. I didn't realize my recording would pick that up, and I didn't expect to be called during my recording. And then two, at the end of this video, there's going to be an outro with the rest of the intro music there, and it drops a couple F-bombs, so if you don't like that, or if you're not allowed to listen to that, as soon as the outro music kicks on, I click off the video. That's all, and enjoy the video. I stepped back and examined my masterpiece. Perfect. My favorite color. I've always loved red. Yes. Different. Brilliant. Vibrant. Unusual. A happy anomaly. Just like me. Red isn't much for nature. Really only shows up in autumn. And even then, it's a dreary rust or nauseating cherry. And we just can't have that. Not when it deserves so much more. A whispering breeze filters through my thoughts, brushing against my skin with icy fingers. I allow myself a moment to pause, to relish, to admire, to welcome the fresh scent of freedom. This is what I live for. When I open my eyes, I spot a frail leaf dancing upon the backbone of the passing wind, afflicting the world with its appalling shade of asparagus. I pluck it from its branch with the edges of my stained fingernails. Disgusting. How could anyone enjoy this color eludes me. A soft groan redirects my attention to my waiting masterpiece. It's lovely, really. Spread across the ground, face contorted with fear, twitching, cold fingers clutching at empty air. Not my best work, unfortunately. The canvas died much quicker than I had originally expected, even when I tried to carve a bit slower. Well, no matter. Today it shall be a palette for my paint. I make a quick work of my new palette's chest, ignoring the twitching of post-mortem reflexes from its mutilated kneecaps. The sweet color of red, true crimson, pure scarlet, slinks down its pallid abdomen, licking at the blossoming turf below. I dip my finger into the settling pool of blood. It's warm, sticky, like syrup, or settling gelatin. The sweet scent wafts to my nostrils. Ah, it smells of iron, of rust, of all things sharp and beautiful. Now, a new canvas. I check my surroundings, evaluating the surfaces and textures and sizes and shapes of every object in sight. None are quite so satisfactory as human skin with its elasticity, its porous absorption, its innately warm tint. But a substitute is required, so a substitute I must find. Presently, I realize I'm still holding that eyesore of a leaf in my hand. Well, I suppose it'll have to do. In one bold, fluid stroke, I swipe my paint across the leaf. The very essence of Van Gogh himself. Ah, yes. Dear Vincent, the man cut off his own ear to send a message when words just didn't suffice. I always admired his style. I take a moment to appreciate the leaf's newfound radiance before searching for a proper display. Something like this deserves to be exhibited. I hang my canvas back on its branch. That's better. If only there was more of this color in the world. The unexpected interlude of my phone drives me out of my thoughts. The irritating thing just loves to ruin the climax. Yes? Is it done? You're always in such a rush. Well? Yes, it's done. I was having a moment. There's more where that came from. You interrupted me. You're the one who wanted to know when it was finished. A thrill leaps through my veins as my lips pull into a tenuous smile. Well, is it? Same time, same place as usual. You know the drill. I nearly clap my hands, master myself for one final word. Understood. I cut the transmission and eagerly withdraw a small bottle from within my jacket. Only one pill left, but no matter. I'll be getting more soon enough. I pop the final capsule into my mouth, puncturing its skin with my teeth and rolling the bitter gel over my tongue. Now this is life. As a wave of euphoria sweeps through me, I turn from my handiwork, strolling out of the meadow. Today's fun is over. but tomorrow will hold just as many pleasures.
And my computer is dying.
Alright. Ma, Yama Ishimoto. Huh? I'm using the same voice because I don't know who it is, so. I sluggishly pull my head upward, fixing my eyes on the woman at the front of the classroom. Are you even listening? I had an instinctive smirk. Ah. Technically, no. I've always found napping more appealing than relearning history that's been drilled into me since age 6. Not that I can actually say that. In all honesty, this teacher doesn't deserve that kind of callous response. Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Summarize the whole section we've been reviewing.
I glance at the touchscreen board mounted behind the teacher, quickly skimming over the graphics and typography hovering on its surface. History of Isamu, our glorious metropolis, beginning 2000 AD. Yeah, easy. Life was really boring for a while, we weren't in debt, we're at war, and we're basically doing nothing interesting. The teacher's lips pursue into a thin line as the classroom erupts into snickers. I feel the slightest tinge of regret and rain in my sarcasm. Then in 2007, America entered a debt crisis that caused a worldwide financial crash. Japan was one of the countries most affected by this. Well, second to China.
And why might that be?
Because we were dumb about who we partnered with. She taps her fingers patiently on the desk, her eyes narrowing into slits. Well, she asked me to summarize the chapter. She didn't ask me how. Anyway, our glorious government didn't handle the situation so hot, so we had a lovely depression with all-time highs of unemployment and crime. Good effort, gold star. The teacher waves her hands as the class roars with laughter.
Right, that's enough. I'll be needing to talk with you after class about your attitude, young man.
Meh. In other news, grass is green.
Elizabeth, perhaps you can
salvage this explanation. Oh. Why are you going on your own computer? Don't do that, please. She gestures a few seats to my right where my lavender-haired classmate sits. Her spine is straight as a ruler. I feel a curdle of distaste in the pit of my stomach as I lounge against my chair. Of course, Elizabeth Oshiro, class valedictorian, school poster child, and the area's golden girl. Nap time. I settle my head in my arms as Elizabeth leaps to her feet, smiling warmly.
Certainly. During this time, Japan fell into chaos. Public demonstrations, often violent, occurred almost every day. Furthermore, political scandals regarding the government, national government, kept spreading. I can't speak.
The teacher relaxes at Elizabeth's textbook reaction. Recitate. Oh my god. This is why you don't record at 11:30 p.m. The teacher relaxes at Elizabeth's textbook recitation. She even shoots a quick glare in my direction, as if to say, see, why can't you be like Elizabeth?
Eventually, local political powers became more effective than the centralized administration, hence why Isamu operates as smoothly as it does. Yes, thanks to the mayor's efforts. Perfectly done, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth smiles primly and settles back into her seat, fixing her eyes on me with challenging disapproval. I only shrug my shoulders, sending her an easy smirk. Ooh, beautiful and brainy, she might be worthy enough to make my list. I glance to my left just in time to catch another classmate, Yahiro Ikari, winking conspicuously at Elizabeth. She clearly ignores him. Well, that's a Hiko for you. Can't remember a day when he hasn't tried to flirt with some girl or another. Nor can I remember a day where he wasn't flat out rejected. Technically, he's my former roommate, which makes him my friend of 2 years. How close of a friend? Well, that's up for debate. Huh. She managed to deflect my charms. I wonder how. Me too. What? No one can resist the Hihiko Ikari.
Yahiko.
I need to pay attention to who's speaking. Okay. Yahiko clamps his mouth shut at the teacher's strident command. She leans heavily against her desk, massaging her temples with her fingers.
Alright, class. Thanks to Elizabeth, we've seen where we've come from. I'm sure you're all wondering what the point of this history recap was.
Not really, no.
We must study the past to understand the future. As such, it's imperative that the next topic be taken seriously. So, where do you all see yourself 10 years from now?
I'm barely able to stifle a snort. It's only, what, second day of school? Sure, this is third year class. Sure, we're preparing for the college entrance exam. Does that mean we have to know exactly what we want to do for the rest of our lives? The teacher pointedly looks at me, a hard glint in her eye.
Yama Yoshimoto, perhaps you'd like to get us started.
I'm tempted to say, no thank you, but that'd be pretty rude. I'll manage my parents' restaurant, I guess. The teacher's lips tighten ever so slightly. I know what she's thinking. No passion, no ambition. You'll be a failure, this one. It'll pay the bills. What more can I ask for? Really, dude? Out of anything you could have picked. You picked a restaurant manager? Well, what do you suggest? Add a bunch more, dude. Like women and cars. And he criticizes me for lack of imagination. Come on, it's 10 years. Anything can happen. The teacher shoots him a disapproving glare as his voice raises dramatically in volume.
Ah, Yahiko, thank you for volunteering. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Yahiko beams, and I feel a sudden sense of dread. Here goes his dream, the one that I've heard no less than 200 times before. Well, Teach, I see myself with a Ferrari F500 under one arm, a Lamborghini Aventador 700-4 under the other, and a lot of beautiful women in between, fighting for the honorable privilege of bearing my children. The class stares at him. Ah, heck, let's have some fun. I whisper to him. What about the mansion? Right. Take all that and put him from a 20,000 square foot mansion attended to by a staff of 1,000 maids. And where is it located? Oh, it's in the Caribbean, on an island, a man-made island specifically constructed just for me with my name laser engraved into the hills so that every plane that flies by sees that it belongs to.
That's quite enough, Yahiko. Thank you for your, input.
Clearly, she doesn't believe in his dream. Actually, I don't think anyone except Yahiko believes in his dream. Then again, Yahiko has enough belief to make up for everyone else.
Now, Umeko, what about you?
That's a weird name. As the rest of our classmates drone on about joining some kind of mega corporation like Lemnis Skate or Way Forward Pharmaceuticals, I lean closer to Yahiko. I forgot some things. I did? The yacht, the walk-in closet just for designer shoes, private jet, second mansion in Tahiti.
Oh crap, I did. Hey, Teach!
Fortunately for the teacher, the school bell rings before he can grab her attention. My classmates immediately shove their belongings into their bags and roll for the door. Meanwhile, Yahiko heads straight for the teacher's desk, eyes lit with excitement as he gabbers on and on about his yacht and his designer shoes and his private jet, his second mansion in Tahiti.
Restaurant manager, huh? That was you, okay.
And then there's Elizabeth, slipping to Yahiko's now vacant seat. She shifts her backpack weight to the desk and raises a patronizing eyebrow at me. Well, sorry for being realistic, Miss CEO of a mega corporation.
Sorry that I actually have ambition, Mr. Manager of the family restaurant.
What? Should I have talked about having a mansion and cars and maids on my own personal island?
You didn't even shoot for a restaurant not owned by your parents.
I'll kick the bucket one day. I might as well be the one who takes over.
Have some respect, would you?
I skipped. Whoops. I snickered, that's all I got to read. I flashed her a bright, overly friendly smile. See you around, Lizzie. She fumes but forces herself to take a deep breath until her expression stills.
Unfortunately.
That's a pretty nice comeback. I'll give her that much. Okay, so I'm gonna end it here, because, there's not very good stopping points in this because I already tried to record this once and it kind of failed, so. Yeah, I'll end the episode here. If I need to add more, I'll add more. It's also late and I should be asleep, but I can't sleep, so that's the thing. That's why I'm talking kind of quiet this time. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed whatever this story is so far. I'll still be doing the Cthulhu game, whatever it was called. I'm spacing on the name. I'll still be doing it. I'm just a little frustrated because I'm stuck. I can't get past the dog thing. So yeah, thanks for watching.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're all invited to go fucking mental on this motherfucking drop. The countdown has just begun. Are you ready? Let's go. We're back from the dead.